This is a big deal. This is the brand new Ducati Panigale V4. Now, as you'd expect, Ducati tells us that this is the best ever, the fastest ever, and the most forward-looking Panigale ever. Is it really the case? Well, you join us at the Chang International Circuit in Buriram, so let's put some hot laps in and find out. Now, of course, there are a lot of new changes on this motorcycle. It's virtually all new, but it has the same 1103cc V4 engine, and on the frame, well, that is all new, of course. And you also get this dual-sided swing arm, which is all new, so it replaces the single-sided swing arm of the old motorcycle. Now, everything here is for a reason, and I can read the entire spec sheet for you, but we got to ride this motorcycle for a couple of sessions at the track, so I'll just quickly get down to the detail how it feels compared to the old Panigale V4. Now, the old version, it was quite wild, but this one, it has been tamed in that sense because the electronics, well, they take control of everything. So this is friendlier to ride. It's also more roomier. The seat is wider by 2 inches. There is a lot more room for you to move around. And of course, the tank design has also been changed. So you feel really comfortable moving around the bike. It doesn't feel as physical. Now, coming to the engine, of course, it is still a powerhouse. So this produces around 214 bhp, and it's also lighter than the older version. So overall, I think in terms of outright performance, I don't know how much gain there is, but as a rider, you definitely feel more comfortable opening the throttle, and that's because how this engine is tuned, and especially the electronics. Now, it gets the same set of electronics that I just experienced on the new Ducati Streetfigter V4 in Spain. So it gets DVO, which is Ducati's Vehicle Observer. And like I said in that video, it is witchcraft. It is black magic. It just does everything on its own. The wheelie control, the power modes, you can go flat out everywhere. And this motorcycle, it doesn't flinch at all. Of course, that's not to say that it's boring, but if you ride it in sport mode, which is what I use today, and if you are going to ride it on the track, you open the throttle wherever you want to, and it still feels very composed. It feels very planted. I think the stability, that is the key factor on this motorcycle. It feels a lot more stable. It doesn't feel twitchy at all. And again, credit also goes to the new Pirelli Supercorsa SP V4 tires. These are sticky. These feel like race cleats, to be very frank. So overall, the balance of the motorcycle is just phenomenal. Now, if you ask me what are the main highlights, especially for me, I'd say the engine. It's still as powerful, but it doesn't feel as brutal. The other thing is the brakes, especially the consistency. So this gets Brembo's new high pure brakes. The braking force is amazing, and you could do over 280 kilometers per hour on this circuit because this is a stop-go circuit. It has a lot of long straights, so that really stood out for me. Of course, there is that wind protection, but the overall feel of the motorcycle is that it feels smaller. It feels like a middleweight motorcycle, to be very frank, and it all depends on the rider. If you can commit, if you can show a little bit of bravery, well, this motorcycle will take care of you. That's what it does, because in my first session, I was a little scared, but in my second session, I was trying to go faster. I was committing to corners, and in my third session, which I thought was the best and the fastest, I could go really hard and fast on this motorcycle. I was leaning it a little more than before, and there is so much confidence, there is so much mid-corner stability. You can lean this motorcycle irrespective of your body position, even if it's not perfect. Well, this bike, it's not going to bite you back. So these are the main highlights for me. It's not an easy motorcycle per se. Yes, it's friendlier, but if you put it in race mode, it just unleashes all of its power, and then it still is a proper race bike, I'd say, because everything is turned all the way up to 11. So I think that's the key with this motorcycle. If you're a new rider, if you ride on the track in sport mode and the electronics take care of you, but if you put it in race mode, well, that's when all hell breaks loose. So it is, like I said, with the Streetfigter V4, it is 2 bikes sort of rolled into one. It is a middleweight if you want it to be, and at the same time, if you want to go all out, it is still a Panigale V4, but everywhere it's better. So overall, even though I got to spend very little time with this motorcycle on the track, I would have preferred to take it out on a couple more sessions, but again, we had very limited time. But overall, the changes, well, it is quite evident that this motorcycle has gone from being a wild beast to something more friendly, I'd say, and easier to ride. Of course, at the same time, it's not slow, it is fast. So if you're feeling like it, if you have the bravery, if you have the skills, well, it is still a proper race bike, I'd say, because it feels as aggressive in those race modes. It is really wild. The other thing is, of course, it is quite pricey. I think at 36 lakh rupees ex-showroom for the Panigale V4 S. It is quite a big bump compared to the old motorcycle. But then what you get on offer, well, it is simply scintillating. So I think that premium that Ducati is charging on this motorcycle now, it is kind of justified. If you want to go faster on the track, that is. And again, quickly, I'd compare it with the Streetfigter V4 because that's the motorcycle I just rode a couple of weeks ago. I think this is still a lot more physical, even though Ducati says it's friendly, it's roomier, and everything is there. But again, if you do back-to-back sessions within like 3-4 laps, if you're not fit like me, you will definitely feel the brunt. It heats up a lot. Maybe it's the temperature in Thailand. They are quite high here compared to Spain, but I felt like in one of the sessions there was a lot of heat coming from the engine. So it is quite discomforting in that sense. Again, on the back straights, it is quite fast and you have a lot of room, but you really have to be careful about your surroundings. This motorcycle, if you're in race mode, it really flies and it is very deceptive. And the straights, it just eats them up within a blink of an eye. So I think this is currently arguably the best superbike that there is out there. So overall, I think I'd wrap it up by saying that this is probably my current favorite superbike of all, and it is also possibly the greatest superbike that is on sale anywhere in the world. So of course, I would want to do a lot more sessions with this motorcycle because every session you definitely feel like you can go faster, and you are going faster and you feel more comfortable with this motorcycle. So I think there are levels to be unlocked with the new Panigale V4, and I think if you are a rider who wants to hone his skills, at the same time wants the best electronics, I think there is nothing better than the new Panigale V4 S.